What if everything we know, the galaxies, the stars, the very fabric of space, is just a sliver of something far greater, hidden beyond the veil of visibility? For over 13.7 billion years, our universe has been expanding, stretching itself across a cosmic canvas that may not even have an edge. And yet, despite the power of our telescopes and the reach of our equations, we're faced with a silent wall, a boundary that light itself cannot cross. Beyond that wall, no one knows. But some physicists believe they've seen the fingerprints of the unseen, shocking anomalies in galactic movement, gravitational inconsistencies, and eerie flows of matter that suggest something is pulling from the other side. Not a metaphorical other side, but a literal beyond. Are we living in just one bubble among countless others, each harboring its own laws of physics, its own stars, perhaps even its own versions of you? Welcome to the dark frontier of cosmology, where speculation meets data and the impossible begins to look plausible. Scientists have long treated the term observable universe as a practical limitation, not a definitive one. According to estimates, light from the most distant photons has traveled 45 to 47 billion light years to reach us. That's our cosmic horizon forming a sphere of visibility with a diameter of around 93 billion light years. But the expansion of space itself allows the universe beyond to recede from us faster than light can catch up. That's why even as our instruments improve, we may never breach that barrier. And yet, something is leaking through. In 2008, astronomers recorded galactic clusters speeding in the same direction at over 2 million miles per hour, far too uniformly to be explained by known forces. This phenomenon, dubbed the dark flow, hinted at gravitational pulls from regions outside our observable zone, perhaps from titanic structures that lie in the great beyond. And it wasn't a fluke. Confirmations in 2010 reignited a debate that the scientific community still hasn't closed. What's driving that motion? A mass we can't see, a rupture in space, a neighboring universe tugging at ours through the folds of space-time. These aren't questions from a sci-fi novel. They're real inquiries, backed by real data. And they're forcing modern physics to grapple with a terrifying possibility that our universe is not the universe. It's a single room in an endless mansion, one we can't yet step out of, but whose distant echoes are beginning to reach us. In this series, we'll break down the leading theories about what could exist beyond our cosmic limits, from mirror Earths and infinite replicas of you to baby universes born in black holes and multiverse membranes colliding in higher dimensions. But first we ask, how can we be so sure we're alone when the universe itself is telling us we're not? To understand what might lie beyond our observable universe, we first need to grasp the limits of what we can see and why those limits exist. Light is our primary messenger, and because it travels at a finite speed, we can only observe objects whose light has had time to reach us since the birth of the universe. This defines the boundary of our observable cosmos, not an edge of existence, but a horizon of information. Beyond that lies a realm we cannot detect directly, and yet many physicists believe it exists with near certainty. Why? Because the laws of physics do not suggest our corner of the universe is unique. If the same cosmic inflation that pushed space apart after the Big Bang applies everywhere, then there should be regions far beyond our visibility that are essentially just like here. Galaxies, stars, planets, and perhaps even life. This forms the basis of the cosmic patchwork theory. The idea that the universe extends far past what we can observe and is filled with countless other Hubble volumes, each the size of our visible universe, expanding in parallel. In such a scenario, somewhere out there, maybe trillions of light years away, there could be a version of Earth where everything is nearly identical, except you had coffee instead of tea this morning. Or perhaps you never watched this video. It sounds absurd. But mathematically, if the universe is infinite and matter is randomly distributed under known laws, then such repetitions become inevitable. The idea emerges not from fantasy but from probability and symmetry. Meanwhile, back inside our observable zone, a disturbing mystery emerged in 2008. Researchers tracking the motion of galaxy clusters noticed an unexplained bulk flow regions of space drifting in a uniform direction at colossal speeds. The effect didn't align with known gravitational influences within our visible cosmos. The temperature shifts in the cosmic microwave background, leftover light from the Big Bang, were being altered by something massive, pulling from beyond. This dark flow wasn't predicted by standard models. When scientists studied over 700 distant clusters up to 6 billion light-years away, the signal remained consistent. Could this be a signature of an enormous gravitational structure beyond the observable universe? Perhaps a wall of matter, a mega void, or even a bubble universe brushing against ours. Some physicists think so. Others suggest it's an artifact of observation. But no consensus has been reached. If the flow is real, it implies that space-time beyond our vision is not uniform. It may harbor strange geometries, lopsided densities, or entire domains of physics that warp ours from afar. And this raises the unsettling question. What else might be influencing our reality from a place we'll never reach? From the expanding edge of space to the murky hints in the background radiation, the evidence keeps piling up that our universe may be just one part of a much grander multidimensional puzzle. But if this cosmic mosaic truly exists, could we ever find a way to glimpse its other tiles? Imagine a cosmos where the boundaries between universes are not walls, but membranes, thin abrading sheets of existence, each one a self-contained universe with its own laws of physics. This is not science fiction. It's a real framework emerging from string theory known as the brain multiverse. According to this theory, our universe may be just one of countless membranes floating in a higher dimensional space. When these membranes ripple or collide, they can generate phenomena like the Big Bang. In other words, our universe may have been born not from nothing, but from an impact, an interdimensional collision with another cosmic sheet. The implications are staggering. If true, it means that what we call the beginning was simply a spark in an infinite process of universes slamming together, separating, and starting anew. And those collisions may still be happening elsewhere, out of sight, in a space we can't yet comprehend. In this vision of the cosmos, the other universes are not far. In a physical sense, they may exist just millimeters away, curled into extra dimensions, separated not by space, but by physics itself. Gravity, the weakest of the fundamental forces, may be leaking into our universe from one of these nearby brains. That could explain why it's so feeble compared to electromagnetism or the nuclear forces. It could also mean that gravitational waves are the only messages we can ever hope to receive from our neighboring universes. But the brain model is only one among several radical theories. Another suggests that black holes in our universe might be portals to entirely new universes. Known as the fecund universes theory, it proposes that when matter collapses into a black hole, it doesn't vanish. It explodes into a new reality on the other side of the event horizon. Each black hole would be a cosmic womb, birthing universes with slightly altered laws of physics. Over time, universes that are more efficient at creating black holes would become more common. An evolutionary process playing out across the multiverse. While this model has lost traction in recent years due to lack of testable predictions, it still represents a powerful metaphor for a generative, self-replicating cosmos. But not all theories rely on collisions or black holes. Some physicists explore the concept of eternal inflation, the idea that the rapid expansion that followed the Big Bang never stopped. Instead, in most regions of space, inflation continues, creating endless bubbles of space-time. Each bubble inflates into its own universe, possibly with its own physical constants and dimensions. Ours is just one of them, and we are surrounded by others, eternally forming and receding faster than light. These universe bubbles are part of the same overarching space, but forever out of reach due to the relentless expansion of the space between them. Even if we could travel at the speed of light, we would never bridge the ever-widening gap. Still, the idea that our universe floats in a frothing sea of others, like a single soap bubble in a cosmic storm, is now considered one of the most plausible explanations for the fine-tuned parameters of physics we observe. Why is our universe so perfectly calibrated for life, matter, and complexity? Perhaps because there are infinite others where things turned out differently, and we just happen to be in one that works. And yet, amidst all these grand ideas lies a chilling realization. No matter how advanced our technology becomes, there may always be a cosmic curtain we cannot pull back. The observable universe is not the full story. It's a clue, an echo, a whisper from a much larger structure we may never fully grasp. But perhaps the most unnerving theory of all is this: if infinite versions of you exist out there, making every possible decision, living every possible life, what does that mean for your choices today? Are you still unique, or just one permutation in a vast, unending pattern? As we trace the edge of what can be known, one truth becomes inescapable. The universe, our universe, is not an island. It's a fragment, a visible patch on an unseen quilt of unimaginable scale. And with every new observation, every unexplained motion or asymmetry in the cosmic microwave background, we inch closer to a deeper question. What lies beyond not just the stars, but our assumptions? In 2010, refined satellite data continued to show signs of the unexplained dark flow. This wasn't noise, it was direction. A massive movement of galaxy clusters, as if some immense gravitational source was pulling them from beyond the observable boundary. But how could anything beyond what we can see affect us at all? The answer lies in gravity's reach. Unlike light, gravity doesn't obey a visual horizon. It can stretch across space and time, influencing matter across vast distances, even from domains we cannot directly perceive. If gravitational structures exist outside our Hubble volume, they might still shape the cosmic architecture within it. And that's where the scientific and the philosophical collide. Because if external forces can warp our reality without ever revealing themselves, then what else might be shaping our lives, our physics, our fate? Some scientists argue that we are misinterpreting data, that the anomalies can be explained by statistical variance or by refinements yet to come. Others say we're at the edge of a paradigm shift, that just as Earth was once thought to be the center of everything, we now mistakenly believe the universe we see is all that is. But if we've learned anything from history, it's that nature rarely conforms to our sense of importance. The theories continue to evolve, from the inflationary multiverse to membrane collisions, to the idea of bubble universes replicating endlessly, each one governed by its own set of physical rules. Some may never form stars. Some may tear themselves apart within seconds. Some may be eerily similar to our own. And somewhere, perhaps in one of them, a version of you is asking the same questions. The deeper we go, the more reality bends towards something stranger than fiction. Our tools may never breach the boundary. Our physics may never stretch far enough to grasp what lies beyond. But the clues keep surfacing in the way galaxies move, in the way gravity behaves, in the very existence of fine-tuned laws that seem improbably perfect. So we're left with one of the most profound questions humanity has ever faced. If we're not the center, not even the whole, then what are we? A ripple in a sea of infinite waves, a byproduct of cosmic chance, or a deliberate thread in a multiversal tapestry? Let's pass that question to you. Do you believe we are truly alone in the vastness? Or is our universe merely a chapter in a much larger story, still being written beyond the reach of light?